be a Grand Prix round 5 of this season, and I'm very pleased to say James Vowles has joined us, team principal at Williams. James, your assessment of the first day here in Saudi Arabia on this track?
Good so far. I think very, very close up and down the field. I mean, just at one point, I think 40 milliseconds separated 4 or 5 cars, but that's been the case all year round. Carlos, as you can see, still just making steps every weekend and getting more and more comfortable in the car, and Alex will be right with him. I have no doubt about that. So positive first day, but when you're talking about a matter of milliseconds, it can all change overnight.
We say it's a bit of a driver. I'll show it to you now because there was a moment in FP1 as well, but what's your take on this? It's gone to the stewards.
It's yeah, it almost doesn't look as severe on that imagery, but it's just there's certain portions of the track. It's mainly between turn 4, 5 all the way through to turn 8 where you're blind, you're fully loaded on the car, and there's not a lot you can do anymore as a driver. You can lift off, which is about as much you can do. You certainly can't brake, and that's really what caused it. I'm pretty sure there'll be a sensible review in the stewards where we go. It's not intentional from Ferrari in that circumstance, but let's try and be stronger on it because we just don't want an accident there.
But we saw this a lot in that session, a lot of drivers getting in each other's way. Is it something from the pit wall? You're sat on the pit wall. Is it something that you guys can help them a bit more with? Because it does look a bit scary at times in terms of the high-speed nature of this track. Yeah,
so every team's different. What we do in particular is when a car is 6 seconds back, that's the first warning, all radio to the driver, and then we count it down, 6, 5, 4, 3, watch out, 2, move side. The problem's this, if you start to catch them as you're going on the run down already from 2, 3, for example, there's not many places you can get out of the way anymore. And as odd as this will sound, we're trying not to drive on the marbles and get off completely off the track because you'll damage the tyres. So there is a little bit of bad luck that goes with it as well.
And just quickly, do you foresee that to be an issue in Q1 tomorrow?
Yeah, without doubt. It's been an issue at tracks that are bigger than this. It will absolutely be an issue in Q1 tomorrow.
I was just going to ask James more globally then, sitting 6th in the constructors, from a Williams point of view, are you happy with that? Is that above expectation, or would you like a bit more than that?
I think I can answer it both ways. Both is the answer. I'm really proud of the progress we've made as a team from last year to this year, and it's a good sign of what's to come across next year as well. I've been really indicative of the fact that we haven't actually put a tremendous amount of effort in this car. A lot of it's going into next year's. But I also think that, well done to Haas, they've picked up every point they could. We haven't along the way, and I think that's my frustration in it. It's great to be where we are, I think we've left some points on the table and we've got to pick those up.
Just on that then, I mean, we saw your drivers pushing. This is a track where they can make a little bit of difference. That midfield is so incredibly tight, as you said. We saw Alex just glancing the wall. He wasn't the only one today, but those fine margins here are incredible. The drivers all said to me yesterday, this is like Monaco-esque qualifying for them. Their heart rate is extremely high.
Yeah, you're spot on. I mean, the facts are, as you say, he wasn't the only one. It was a very light brush. I had a look myself. That one was absolutely fine. But that last corner is tricky here. And I was watching something with Jamie earlier on TV, actually, where we both thought someone made contact. It's really hard to predict on entry speed, and that's exactly what the drivers are going through. You don't know it's too much until you're over the limit.
I just wanted to bring something else up to you. Some comments that you made. You were asked about Max potentially going to Mercedes. What are your thoughts on that? There's so many rumours doing the rounds right now, and George waiting to get that contract extension signed.
I mean, the first thing is, as I said this morning, Max is absolutely extraordinary. I was blown away, for example, by Japan by his lap. There is no doubting up and down the pit lane how quick he is. It was more that Mercedes have a really good problem. They've got two excellent drivers, and that's more. Is Mercedes going to make a change in that regard? That's for them to really comment on. But the bit that they've got at the moment is a stable environment, a culture that works, two drivers that are working together, and one that's on the way up. And I think for them to chop and change that out for a driver as quick as Max still may not be the right decision. It's theirs to make, but that was more my commentary.
So my last question is, how excited can we get for Williams for the rest of the year? Is there any time later in the year we can think you're going to make a step in performance, or is it going to plateau from now?
I mean, first of all, you should be excited right now.
Always
for Williams.
excited for Williams.
Right, okay, good. I think it's going to be closely fought all year long. I think probably between us and two other teams, it'll come down to a few points in this championship. There's nothing miraculous coming in our future this year because we really have put our development into 2026. But you're going to see Carlos come to speed. Alex will still be there or thereabouts. We'll have two drivers, and that's not the case up and down the grid, so that's something to look forward to. There'll be particular events where I think we'll shine. This might be one of them. There'll be a few more coming. What I'd ask all of us to do is that the pathway we're on, look more globally year on year, is a good one. Look forward to next year as well as just supporting us through this year.
I'm obviously excited for Williams, James, but on this weekend, double points on Sunday then, is that what we're saying?
Wow.
You said you were excited for this weekend. You thought this was going to be good, so double points Sunday.
I'm happy for this weekend.
Yeah.
Our goal, still when the car is performing as it is definitely getting two cars into the top 10. Now that, as I said before, that's 40 to 60 milliseconds separating the cars going into it, but it's possible. And then when you're there, yeah, I think we can score points for both cars, but let's get through hurdle number one first.
Great stuff, James. Thank you very much for joining us, and all the best for this weekend.
Just for today, I'm not gonna comment it or to give any opinion. Just we will ask from you, don't forget to like the video, comment it and subscribe to the channel.